hello, everyone. By now, you know I am Sharon C. Jenkins, the host of 40 Plus and Flirty Dating Summit. And we have had a time, baby, putting this summit together so that you can date successfully. We want you to win. Yes. And so we are not a dating referral service. We are a dating information portal. And we point you to good resources, good people who have your better interests in mind. So, one of these wonderful people are with me today. Her name is Lakeisha Williams. Hi, Lakeisha.
Hello, Miss Sharon. I'm excited about this.
Me
Hello.
Me too. I lost my earring in the midst of all of this. We're going to put it right back
Put
on
it right back
and
on. That's
keep
right. That's what we
moving.
do. And keep moving. We don't miss a beat, right?
No, because hey, it's all about getting her done, getting her done.
Absolutely.
We're gonna let this if it doesn't stay on, we gonna oh, there we are.
There we go.
Oh
Gorgeous.
yeah, thank you. Now Lakeisha is a faith-based dating and relationship coach, speaker, and founder of Reignite Love,
Yes.
coaching service designed to help singles, widows, and those navigating complicated relationships
Yes.
date with confidence, clarity, and purpose.
Come on. Come
Ooh,
on. Let's get it.
welcome. So
Let's get it.
let's talk a little bit about Lakeisha and her why for what
Yeah.
she does.
My why? Well, one, I love love. I do. I am passionate about love, all aspects of love. I was in love. My husband and I were together for 20 years, married for 16 of those years. Two beautiful children came out of that marriage. I met him when I was 19. So all of my 20s and 30s, I was in love with this man, right? Madly in love with him. And one of our first dates was actually to church, right? And I was like, oh, wait a minute now, right? Wait a minute. And so once I knew that this man was a provider, a prayer warrior, and he encouraged me, I had a small business at the time. He encouraged me within that small business. I was only 19, right? I knew that he was a keeper. I knew that he was a keeper. And so, it's a few years ago, about almost 7 now, my husband passed away at the age of 40 due to congestive heart failure. So God called him home in a premature fashion for me, right? But of course, it's God's timing. And I had to learn how to fall in love again after loss. And I have learned just sticking to the why and how Christ loved the church and all of that good stuff. I was able to do so. And so, yes, then Reignite came out of all of this. And reigniting that spark for love is why I am here.
Wow. Well,
Absolutely.
I have some questions for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Get ready. In your coaching experience, what's the biggest misconception women have about what men really want in a relationship?
I'm actually teaching a course on this coming up. The 8 things men really want in a woman or relationship. Um, I would say one of the number one things is respect and also words of affirmation.
Mhm,
I don't think women understand the power that's in our words,
mhm,
right? I think that's a huge misconception. We could have an argument, or a guy does something right. We didn't let him know that he did something right, right? That's speaking our love language. That's teaching him, to learn us. Remember back in the day, I need you to learn me, right?
mhm,
And so I think sometimes we forget the power of words.
mhm.
And that is something that is a huge misconception that, things just roll off of men, or they may not need to be poured into. We don't need to build them up. We do. We absolutely do.
And one of the things that your description or your answer brought a picture in my mind when little boys are small and they fall down, their mamas pick them up and say, "Let me kiss that little boo boo."
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
and we need to be about kissing boo
We need
boos.
to be about kissing boo boos, right? Right. And before they have that fall, if we're about kissing and nurturing and holding and hugging, when they have a slight fall, right? Because a fall isn't failure. A
Mm-mm.
fall is just a fall, right? And so when they have that fall, they have confidence in that woman that I can go back and be nurtured.
Oh,
Right. Yeah. And I hear time and time again, Lakeisha, I am looking for a woman that can hold me and love me in the way my mother did. Right. And
mhm.
I'm talking that a real hug, a real hold. They have a long day at work. One of my clients just said the other day, he wants a woman when he has a long day at work, he comes home, doesn't have to say a word, and just literally lies down and he's on her lap and he's just, she's just pouring into him by not saying a word. I think we misunderstand the power of our touch as well.
Mm.
Right. And so, yes, pick that child up, that little boy. Yes. But as we grow, the mother is no longer in the household. But as a woman, he still appreciates that nurturing touch.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Mhm. I love it. Now, can you share a surprising truth you've discovered from working with both men and women that challenges popular dating myths?
Oh, my goodness. Okay. The challenge is popular dating myths. I would say that, Proverbs 31, that Proverbs 31 woman, we put a lot of weight on that. We only talk about the woman, right? And we
Mhm.
don't talk about necessarily what the man needs to bring to the table. Proverbs 31, it reflects a woman, it's talking about wisdom, but wisdom also comes with action. And I think it's not just on one part. It's not just on the man to take action or on the woman to take action. It's both parties. I would also say, because something that my formula teaches is chemistry and compatibility. Sometimes people think, well, we have great chemistry, or we're very compatible. You really need both. You need both to have a successful relationship, right? And so, because the chemistry gives you, it's that spark,
Mhm.
right? It's that spark. It's
Mhm.
the physical attraction. It's exciting. Sometimes it's temporary. It's instantaneous, right? That spark is everything. It's everything. But the weakness is that it's not compatibility. It's not based on your belief system, your faith, your goals, and all of that. So now, if you have compatibility, which shows that you guys really are on the same page with faith and your finances and your goals and all of that with the spark, that's when we have a great connection.
Mm.
Right. And so I think sometimes the world says, oh, well, are they compatible? Yes, they can be compatible, but compatibility only can end you in a friend zone. Right now, we're friends trying to figure out if we have a spark. You definitely need both. And others, push chemistry. Chemistry can't be the only thing that you guys are aligned in.
Mhm. Ooh,
Yes.
this is good. I see a symphony. You create music together.
Oh my gosh.
You create a symphony, an
Yes.
orchestra
Yep.
plays part. It's not just one person.
Amen.
Harmony that comes
It's
from
a dance.
instruments. Yes, yes.
Absolutely. It's a dance. And some of my testimonials, they talk about dancing all the time. Lakeisha, oh my gosh, my first connection, just being with him or speaking with her, it was like a dance, and in a dance, the man leads, the
Mhm.
woman follows, but closely, right?
Mm.
Providing that chemistry, that love, that touch, and so these folks are dancing without even seeing each other. Come on now.
I love
Sharon,
it.
don't get me started.
Oh, okay.
Don't get me
Okay.
started.
We need to go back because if we don't, we're gonna have a bunch of fun and
Uh-huh.
people gonna be like, oh, okay, I wish I was there. But we're
Uh-huh.
gonna inform and educate and empower. We're gonna do that now. We're gonna
Let's
do
do it.
okay. Old school romance
Yes.
seems to be making a comeback.
Making a comeback.
How can women blend traditional courtship values with today's dating culture without feeling outdated?
Without feeling outdated. Um, Connecting with someone that's evenly yoked, right? Because it makes it easy, right? When you aren't equally yoked, it's draining, it's exhausting, right? But when you meet someone, and practice makes perfect, I have to say that. I have to throw that in. But when you're with someone that's equally yoked, it's peaceful, it's progressive, like you're able to see the movement that you guys are making, and it's purposely driven, right? So I would say, focus on your faith, direction, the pace of it all. A lot of my clients, I have to pace them, right? Because when something feels good, you want more of it. When something is going in the right direction, you want to go faster. But the direction, the pace, the effort, those are all things that you want to look for, and add a little bit of fun to that, right? So it should be compatibility with a bunch of butterflies. That's how you keep things fresh. You have the old school romance, but the fresh twist, it keeps things fun.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Absolutely.
So, what are some practical examples of the spark strategy that women can implement right away to increase attraction?
Oh, right away, knowing what he wants. So that's your first duty, is to learn about this man. And of course I coach both men and women. So it's the same thing for the man, right? But for women, learn what his love language is. And it's not always based on just the five, right? And as seasons change, you may have a different love language during that season. But
Mhm.
learn about the man. What does he want? What is he looking for? What ignites his fire, what sparks that interest, and all of that good stuff. And then come up with a strategic plan. There's a strategy to all of this, right? We go and we work for our companies, for someone else's company, and all of that. But the partner you choose and the relationship you have is very much so important to invest in it. And so that investment takes research. You've got to learn this person, and then come up with a plan. How do I ignite all of those things and show all of those things that he absolutely loves? So I want to be able to touch on every single thing that my significant other, that he loves, that he needs, that he wants, and be able to show that I'm able to support that and or give it.
Oh, wow. You got me thinking. Now, many women find themselves loved but not chosen for commitment. What hidden factors often influence a man's decision to take that next step?
Oh man. So the reason I bring that up, because the spark gets you noticed, right? The spark it gets you noticed, it's instant. But compatibility and being equally yoked, that is what keeps you chosen. And that's on both sides, right? It's for both men and women. And so some of the things you want to look for, it's like I said, what direction are you going in? If I am chasing Christ, I'm talking, I'm sprinting after Christ,
Mm,
and you aren't, we may need to take a look at that. Identify some of those hidden red flags. And so the hidden red flags are things that may not pop out on paper, but through conversation, through longevity. We don't want to rush courtship. Through time, you'll understand and see some of those red flags. Now, as you get to know a person and their foundation, some things may not be a red, it may be more of a yellowish flag, and we need more information to determine if this is something that's a non negotiable.
mm,
But if it is a red flag, my advice is to step out of that situation or relationship. We say situationships and all of that with grace, right? And love, right? And so, and possibly say, have that conversation where I'm not sure if we're equally yoked or going in the same direction, but I do adore you as a person.
Mm.
So, absolutely. But to be chosen, you have to have all of those things in place. But we don't want to rush it. We don't want to find all of this stuff out on the first date, right? It takes time to learn everything you need to learn to be the chosen one.
Oh, I love it. I love it. How can a woman identify if she's in a relationship that will never progress to commitment?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. It's easily identifiable, right? Once you get past that the chemistry thing, right? Because sometimes the chemistry can be a block. Once you're past that initial spark, we want to identify what are your goals? Where are we? Is your now again, it's once you get past some of these things. All of this information isn't necessary during that first date. And so when folks come to me, my clients, they learn what the pace is going to look like, what that journey should look like. Because we don't want to just kind of go in, during that initial date. And so, yes, she'll learn through a strategy, learning the questions to ask. Because, if we've healed in a particular area, we don't want to go back to that area, right? And we don't want anyone to pull us back to that area or to that thing, that attachment, that chain. And so I help them work through how to identify if someone could possibly bring them back to that. And so, yeah, I think it's important. I think it's to, figure out what you need to know so that you are staying within your purpose, so that you are constantly building your relationship with God. And if anything goes against that, let's dig a little deeper, right? And then once you have had an opportunity to dig deeper and signs are still showing that this person isn't equally yoked or going in the same direction, it's time to part ways.
That's huge. That is huge. Now, you talk about the Christian woman's dating advantage. How does faith-based dating shift the dynamics of relationships?
Confidence. You know who you are.
Mm,
You know who you are. You're unapologetically you.
mm,
And you know that you're God's, right? And you belong to God. And He has shown you who you are. He has shown up. You have been isolated, right?
mm.
Because you are chosen. Um, and you are waiting for him to reveal to you what's meant for you, right? But confidence is everything in a relationship. Years ago, prior to my husband had proposed, and I went to my daddy and I said, Daddy, how do I know? Like, how do I know? I don't want to be in a relationship with infidelity or anything like that. And he said, listen, you are never to check a pocket or a pager. Now, this dates me, right? And so he said, if something isn't of God, it will show up when God is ready for you to handle it.
Oh,
And so I have always been very confident in my relationships because I'm not going to be a fault finder. I'm not going to look for the things that are wrong. I'm going to stay within the things that are right. And if something comes up that isn't for the Most High's baby girl, then I will be prepared. He'll give me the skill set and the ability to walk away from it. And so being Christ centered and faith based, we get to go into all of the conversations and connections that I make with confidence. You know who you are and you get to be within your purpose. So now you know that you're looking for a man that allows you to grow in the beautiful woman that God created you to be and cheers you on within your purpose. That's
oh,
amazing, right?
yes, it is. You got me thinking, oh, this is so good because God knows what's best for you because He
Yes.
created you.
Yes, ma'am.
A lot of times, what we do is we try to take the reins from Him. And I
Yes.
know that there are tons of women out there who have been waiting for years, but are they waiting the right way? That's the
Oh, that's
moral
good.
of
Mm-hmm.
the story.
Uh-huh.
How do you wait the right way? Have you talked to God
Right.
about how He wants you to wait?
Absolutely.
Well, some people lean back and say, okay, okay, God, you take it over. And then
Mm-hmm.
I heard a dating expert say about Christian women, and then you stay at home, and then you just go to church and you stay at home. How is somebody gonna find you?
Find you, right?
Oh, that
We
is
have to
huge.
sit in a posture and walk in a posture of openness. Like we're open. But here's the deal, if we just love our neighbors, right, first, as Christ loved, right, we're going to pass people on the streets, in the coffee shops, and all of that. Be open to saying hello. Just say hello, right? How are you? Because it's not necessarily, that may not be your husband. That's not what we're looking for, but we're looking for connection, right? Community, showing that you are open. I have some ladies that will wear a ring on their finger, and you have to know the meaning behind it. Why are you wearing that? Because it's showing someone else that you aren't available.
Mm,
Um, I had a client where she's absolutely gorgeous, but would shift her eyes when a man looks at her for kind of an extended period, right? Well, when you shift your eyes, when you look away, you're telling him absolutely not. Men are waiting for permission.
mhm.
They're waiting for permission, and it feels so good when you give them permission and then they're able to kind of take the next step. But we
Oh,
have to give them permission first.
that's so good. That's so good. What results have you seen in your clients who approach dating from a faith-centered perspective?
I have seen growth beyond measure. I have seen excitement. I have seen joy. I have some of the connections that I've made, they've gotten off or out of the date, and they have been in tears because they are beyond excited. They were able to speak about Christ. They were able to speak about their purpose.
Mhm,
They were able to be exactly who they were created to be. And the person on the other end supported that, right?
mhm.
And so I have seen it all. I have gotten emotional because I get to be a part of everyone's journey in some capacity, and so yes, I've seen amazing, amazing growth.
I love it. Now, in your opinion, what one's mindset shift every single woman should make before stepping back into the dating world? Because we get stuck in our opinions, the way we view things. So, what one mindset shift should every woman make
Mm.
before they say, I'm ready to date?
Um, know your purpose and make sure it isn't attached to someone's opinion,
Ooh, ooh.
right? So know your purpose, because that avoids that whole fear of rejection, fear of this, fear of that. And then my purpose should not be connected to anyone's opinion. So whatever is in the past, right, that should not dictate my mindset going into the next relationship.
Oh, that's huge. Okay, last question. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
If you could give one piece of advice to women who want both passion and
Mm.
lasting commitment, what would it be?
Get rid of the filters,
Ooh.
right? Um, love fearlessly without any filters,
Mm.
right? And I teach women how to do it every day.
Mm.
So, absolutely. I would say love fearlessly without any filters.
Oh, that authentic you showing up.
Yep. Authentic you. When God drops something in your spirit, act on it. Trust it,
Mm.
right? And be obedient without expectation.
Mm.
So, if I recently met someone who I really think is like just purposefully driven, and it's very new, and I'm learning a ton. But react, and allow that thing to drop in your spirit and act on it. Send him a text, call him, let him know what you're thinking without saying, no, maybe I shouldn't. Act on it. Have fun. Enjoy dating. Have fun.
Because that's what it's all about anyway,
Yes.
having fun. We
Yes.
put too much on the plate when we
Yes.
say dating. We're going to date. We have too many expectations.
Yes.
And when you come with an agenda, it kind of blocks the flow, the natural flow.
The natural flow.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
Oh, that's
Hmm.
huge. So, do you have any parting words of wisdom for our audience?
I do. You know, the natural flow of things is just, man, that's everything. That's when you're going to experience all of the emotion that God has given us to experience, right? And so forgiveness is also key. You know, we aren't perfect. No one is perfect. So when you love with the, you know, and I say unconditionally, of course, things may happen where things may come up and you have to walk away from a relationship. But I encourage everyone to love with forgiving heart, right? That allows you to really experience, you know, a Christ-centered relationship. So absolutely. And I do, I have several offers for your audience and all of that good stuff. But yes, love unconditionally, fall in love again, right? Fall in love with the idea of love
Mm,
and show up as your authentic self
mm.
so that you don't have to force anything along the way.
The beauty of everything you've said is that you've encouraged people to be their true selves. That's
Yes.
one thing. And the other thing is to reconnect with who God created you to be and let your purpose show up in
Yes.
the midst of everything that's going on.
Absolutely. And to our men, if you have a woman, your lady, and she is working within her purpose, she's able to show up as a Proverbs 31 woman, right? She's able to care for the family, the community, her husband, you know. And so that's where you want to get her. That's a very sweet spot for a woman.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow. And you mentioned that you have some giveaways.
Yes.
Talk a little bit more about those.
Yes, I would absolutely love to offer a free session. It's a one-on-one session for one gentleman and one young lady to spend time with me. It's a free session, and that session comes with a connection, the Reignite Love way. So please reach out to me. All they have to do is DM, or you know, it's the first DM that mentions, you know, the 40 plus flirting dating summit. Once they mention that, if they DM me the first two, the first man and the first woman, I will go ahead and provide those sessions for them.
Well, I want to say thank you so much
Thank you.
for just being the bright light that's shining and rolling up your sleeves to help people date better. That's
Yes,
huge.
it's so much fun.
Yes.
It's so much fun. I'm excited.
Oh, well, how can people contact you?
You can reach out to me via, of course, Instagram, but also reignitelove.us, and also via my email. Just reach out to me, reignitelw@gmail.com. I love you guys. Of course, you can also call the agency at 704-221-9401.
Ooh, wee.
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh, I love this, Miss Lakeisha. You've been so
I
sweet.
love you, Sharon. I will do whatever you need because I believe in what you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
What you're doing is amazing. Love is for everyone. Everyone deserves it. Everyone, you know, should experience it. And so I'm on board. I'm on board. I just teach a different way to finding that person.
That's huge. Well, audience, as you have seen, this is a remarkable woman who sincerely has your best love interest at
Oh,
heart. And you need to take note of that. For real, for real, for real. Okay? And remember, in the midst of all of this, I don't want you to lose perspective.
yes.
Love is what we're talking about here. Pure, unadulterated love, not the trappings, not the
No.
tricks, not being plastic or false, but authentic love. And in my saying that, I will say this: remember, I love you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. Bye bye. Thank you, Lakeisha.
Thank you so much.